All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a lovely Sunday edition of A Link to the Past Randomizer. It's our weekly Sunday open where it's just a Link to the Past Randomizer that we all are familiar with, that we all love. I'm Slumberjack. Joining me on the comms table today is Goron1988. How are we doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And yes, Open Weekly, always very interesting to see. We've got four runners here, Ravis, Vortex of Doom, Power 2 Mario, and Smirk JD. And we've also got about 25 people running this. So, of course, loads of competition there. It's an open seed, meaning you don't have to go through Hyrule Castle first, and yeah, it's just 7 crystals to get into GT, 7 to defeat Ganon, and see where the items lie and what happens tonight.
Exactly. And if you're new to speedrunning, or not speedrunning specifically, but to a Link to the Past Randomizer, this is as good a mode as any to watch to understand how it all kind of lays out, what items dictate where you go. This is kind of the mode that everybody, I think, uses to get into this kind of scene. And as a reminder, you don't have to speedrun this. Like, we speedrun it because it's fun. We enjoy it. But like, if this is something that's interesting to you, there are resources for you on the official Link to the Past Randomizer website that you can look up. But at this moment, we're just waiting for the last few people to say they're ready to go, and then we're off to the races.
Yes, and yeah, just trying to wonder what divergence our runners will have here. Whether they'll decide to go into the castle first, or whether they'll do Kakariko, which is what most runners do at the start anyways, so... And then see where the items lead.
Yep, so we should be getting started right about now-ish. I don't know exactly when, but, it's always fun with this mode because a lot of these runners have been playing this game a long time. And what they like to do is they like to have fun with it in ways that they didn't before. So they'll do things like, you know what, Kakariko? Do we need Kakariko Village? There's only like 20 things to do over there. I'm going to go do anything but that for the longest time possible.
Well, I just want to see which runners avoid magic bats, because I know a lot of runners like avoiding that specific check that is in Kakariko Village, and they're off. So it seems as though everybody has started in the house, and that's gloves in Link's house. Ravis, 20 rupees in Sanctuary. So yeah, everybody else getting a good start there.
Yep, and runners on the right side, both making very good use of that knowledge. That center rock right outside of Link's house has a bomb that you can just grab for free. So they both made very quick pickups of that.
And the tree pool was 20 rupees. That will make things like King Zora a lot easier for our runners, as Vortex is making his way, well, into the well next to Hyrule Castle, effectively.
Something else I noticed was the guards are all dropping bombs. So we've got a nice little, just a surplus of bombs from both rocks, from the guards, from wherever, from the money.
Oh,
good lord.
Talking about money, just as you said that, Vortex got his 300 rupees off of Uncle. So, yeah, this is a very money-heavy seed and a bomb-heavy seed. This is going to be good for our runners because there are loads of places for our runners to bomb. That would be Blind's Hut, that would be Kakariko Well, that would be Chicken Hut. All of that is just possible.
Yep. Rave is using his bomb, one of his bombs, to kill a bird in the distance. But yes, it's super nice, especially in open. Open, I feel like, is the one mode that I play where I'm like, where's the bombs? Where's the bombs? Where's the bombs? And it's nice. It's nice that like the seed has just been like, you have it from the get-go. Just play the rest of the seed normally.
Okay, so Ether in the back of Escape. We'll see if that goes, if that helps later, because we don't know what the Misery Mine Turtle Rock medallions will be just yet. And Ravis is entering into Blind Tap.
All right, what do we got? Oh, a mirror. That's nice. Good lord. Wow, if that was Hype Cave, that would have been pretty hype, but nope, it's just Blind's Hut. Very good finds in the glove, not the glove, the boomerang, the moon pearl, mirror, and a lamp, all just sitting there right next to each other.
We normally don't see that much. I mean, just a hammer or another glove away from Dark World access, and the lamp, it teeters slightly towards Aga, but still need 2 swords or a sword and a cape.
Yep. I mean, we were making jokes about this before, about like avoiding Kakarikos for as long as possible, and yet we only have one person there right now.
And that one person is getting a lot of stuff at the moment, including the bow. The
Oh my
bow
gosh.
in Kakariko well.
Good lord. Okay, at least Vortex of Doom bailed from
Oh, the flippers on the bottle vendor! The flippers in Kakariko as well.
Okay. We're having all sorts of fun over here.
I think avoiding Kakariko wasn't the best play today. Just a slight hint
I
is
mean,
coming to me from this seed.
Seeing as the other 3 runners are all in Lost Woods, they're on their way there. And I was saying before we found, I think, the flippers, Vortex of Doom was kind of on their way to Eastern Palace, and they bailed at Saha. So that's good.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's just see. So where will Ravis go now? There is the race game, and after that, I mean, the bow leads to Easton, surely.
Bow and lamp, yeah. I mean, crystal dungeon, bow, lamp, you just go and do it. You don't need a sword, or you don't need anything else for that entire dungeon. Some people don't even need the lamp. You just go in there with a bow and you can clear the entire thing.
Yeah. Logically, the lamp is required, but practically, most of our runners will probably know by this stage how to do the Eastern Palace Dark Rooms, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them.
Yep. Ravis just getting their glove, finally. Looks like they could potentially take that bow and go right into, I would say Hyrule Castle, but they have no arrows. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah. Probably just the 2 checks here and then going to Easton. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Easton has arrows, so it would make sense from that perspective. Still, I mean, would you just keep pulling trees, for instance, and then go to Zora with those flippers? That's always a possibility, and the South Shore as well.
I mean, it's easily farmable. I mean, it certainly beats going into Blind's Hut over and over again. But I don't think we're at that point yet, because I feel like once you got the lamp at this point, you find a sword or something like that, and the other necessary item to do Aghanim, you're probably gonna skip Zora. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ravis picking up 300 from the uncle, which the other runners do have, means that Ravis should have enough for most, if not all, checks in the game. To clarify, there are a few things in the game these players normally track. That's King Zora for 500, Kiki for 110, and Graveyard, I believe, is 80. So in total, you need about 700 groupies.
I think the actual number for, like, if you want to talk about like how many rupees you need for the entire game, I think it's 800, and it's between 810 and 830.
Oh yeah, the big bomb as well. And Ravis going into Hyrule Castle, it does give him, well, red mail. So that's definitely nice to see.
Sun prize is 20 rupees. Just wanted to catch it while I saw him doing it. I was like, okay, he's clearly checking for Sun Prize right now. Oh, yep, there it is.
So at the moment, Smirk is going to check the dam. Power 2 Mario is going to check South Shore, whilst Ravis is going to check these two checks in Hyrule Castle. And that's the bug net in the blue boomerang chest in Hyrule Castle.
We did it. We're in go mode. Here we go. We found it.
And that is a sword on Smirk's side in the dam. So that's nice to see. I didn't see anything in South Shore.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. We'll get reconfirmation from. Well, I mean, there's powder right there. That's kind of nice. Not that we. I guess we can get it once we have Dark World access because we have the flippers in the mirror. But
oh,
hello.
So
that's a friend.
Yeah, there's still a lot of checks our runners can do, including going up the mountain with those gloves in the lamp. The mitts in Hyrule Castle, that's something the other runners might not check soon, so that's a good find for Ravis.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a... for most people who run this game, like, they like to save all the Hyrule Castle checks, except for, like, when you have an early weapon, or until, like, it's the last thing you need to do before Aga, because you're there anyway, kind of thing. So Rave is having those mitts super early, very nice, and continuing to go through Hyrule Castle despite having Dark World access, which is also perfectly fine. You know, be as clean and as efficient as possible.
Yep. Ravis doing this check partly because he has the lamp, whilst the other runners, when they were in a similar situation, did not. So having the lamp does make this check a little bit easier.
And we have our other runners just now starting to find a mushroom, which is only going to keep them away from all of whatever Ravis is doing right now. Perfectly fine. Everybody else is just going to take longer to get there because they're picking mushrooms and having to probably turn that in before they admit quote-unquote defeat and go to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, that mirror, those mitts, and Dark World access, you want to be avoiding EP, Eastern Palace, for as long as possible, because ideally, what runners like to do is do Palace of Darkness and then mirror to Eastern Palace. Complete the 2-in-1, so yeah.
Now remind me where our first sword was, because I just saw the second one get picked up over in Waterfall. Where was the first sword?
It was in the dam, so our swords are water related at the moment.
Yeah, because either I don't think Ravis has been down there, so I'm just noticing that like some people have Master Sword and Ravis has nothing. Pendants, I saw green on Mr. Meyer, and I saw a red pendant on Skullwoods. Did not catch the third one. I'm sure chat will make a note of it, though.
So yeah, it seems as though Vortex is going up the mountain now. It will give a loading spot for Vortex on the mountain, so if there isn't a fluke in the Dark World in the checks that Ravis can get, then this might still be useful, but this is one thing moving Vortex slightly away from Dark World access, although two swords is nothing to be shy about, effectively, so Ravis without those short swords is going to have a tougher time navigating the Dark World.
All right, Ravis going into Thieves Town. Ravis also, funny enough, had to double check their own map to confirm where that last pendant may or may not. Oh, good Lord. We got a flute. So, you just mirror out of here and activate that right away. That's Meyer access. That's a quick way up the mountain. All these other people, they have to walk up a mountain. Please, what? I forgot a personal flight via duck. To get up the mountain.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think. Specifically with regards to Misery Maya, I mean, Cane of Samaria, Fire Rod, and whatever's on Misery Maya, we'll see that check soon, is what will be needed for that. And Desert Palace, it all depends what's on that torch in Desert Palace, because Desert Palace might be boots locked as Ravis has mirrored out of Thieves Town.
Choosing not to activate the flute, that's fine. It's screen transitions. We could do that later. Oh, the third pendant is Thieves Town. Okay, there it is. Smirk being a lot more generous with how much time we get to look at it.
Yep. And Smirk getting a shield on Spectacle Rock. Chat saying hook, shot, or boots to get into my... Yes, that is true. Thank you, chat.
That just means hook, shot, or boots are going to be, underneath the doormat, right? Like right outside.
Just boots are just going to be in Desert Palace so that they can...
And then silvers are going to be locked behind bow and pod. That's exactly how this game works every time, right?
Yep, exactly. So Ravis is doing digging game. That's a lot of digs this time round. Can Ravis actually get enough digs in order to get the item?
Okay, there it was. You can always tell it pops up just a little bit higher. Yeah, nice to see you too. Bye. Peace out, 20 rupees.
Yep. So Power to Mario is doing Eastern Palace. Vortex of Doom is now doing, well, it seems as though he's going up to Eastern Palace, and Smirk is now doing the Tile Room in Tower of Hera, so we'll see if there's anything big in Tower of Hera. But at the moment, Ravis has a lot more options available, but that might not be good because, he doesn't have a sword, whilst the rest of them, well, apart from Vortex, Power 2 Mario and Smirk do have swords, which will make things a lot easier.
Yeah, but I also personally don't care that he's doing this right now because it's super interesting. Because what we always try to teach people or tell people who are getting into the game, if you want to do this fast, you should always be clearing dungeons. And Ravis would be clearing dungeons right now, and yet he's dragging a purple chest somewhere. Oh, probably to activate the flute right now. That makes a lot of sense. It's good routing. It's just funny to me.
Definitely.
Because now he'll be able to flute, drop the chest off, and then flute back to 4, or 3, rather, to hop back into that portal if he wants to go explore, say, Skull Woods. Even though he still does not have a sword. But if it's in the dam, he's about to go there right now.
Yes, so that sword will definitely be helpful for Ravis. And, well, Smirk is about to face off against Moldorm. So that will actually be Smirk's first crystal, and the first crystal we'll see. We'll just need to see how this fight is. Ravis getting 300 rupees from that purple chest turn in. Again, the seed just spells rupees at this stage.
Down goes good old Moldorm. And it's a map. I forget, did we get anything in Hera? I didn't see anything.
Same, I didn't see anything, so... just trying to see, and it doesn't appear as though anything's highlighted, so... It seems as though Hera only gave the crystal. Still, 1 crystal for Smirk at 16 minutes and 16 seconds.
Wow, everyone's so far behind now. Oh, geez, someone has a crystal. Yeah, no, that's not how this works. This is randomizer. Anything goes in this mode. All right, power to Mario. Show me a clean fight. 3, 4, 5. Oh. Oh. That's all right. Happens to the best of us.
So yeah, Power 2 Mario defeating the last Almost Knights, gets 20 rupees and his first crystal. Ooh, Power 2 Mario and Smirk JD on the
Neck and
same
neck.
number of crystals now. Yes.
Who's gonna win? Everyone else is so far behind. What are they doing? Always be clearing dungeons.
Yeah, always. Yeah, so it seems as though Smirk is going to just complete Eastern Palace, and Ravis is in Hype Cave getting, well, his first sword, so we know where
Hey,
three swords are now.
we have some cutlery now. That's good. And I think Ravis has actually started to. Yep, looks like we're gunning towards getting our second piece of swordage.
Yeah, this will definitely be good for Ravis. And yeah, I mean, so...
No, Ravis!
No! No! I was so assuming it was going to happen when you said it. I was like, wait, what's happening? And then I was just like... the energy just went out of my face. I was like, wait, that's really happening?
It's fine. It's Ravis has the flute, so and he intentionally dropped that portal right there because like he can just go back whenever, like
Yeah.
at this point. So, but I just thought that was kind of funny.
I mean, this is the thing. Going for something like South Shore is a logical play. Vortex of Doom, he's got his first crystal, so yeah, Ravis doesn't have a crystal. Whatever shall he do? But yeah, the thing is that everything Ravis is doing is making sense here. You know, the runners know absolutely how to run these seeds, so yeah, it's just we know where the swords are and the runners do not.
Yeah, but this also goes back to the conversation we were having like 10 minutes ago, maybe? I don't know. Like, people can rewatch the VOD to get the specifics, but like, nobody else still at this point has Dark World access other than Ravis, and Ravis has just been romping around with that flute and everything. No problem. Gets a mushroom. Guess what? I have a flute. I can just turn that in right now. It's paying off in dividends.
So basically, you're saying that Ravis is investing in flute shares, you know, limited liability corp or whatever they call themselves.
Sure, you could certainly say that that is a thing you can say. Yeah, just everything seems to be like working out on that early gamble to Hyrule Castle, essentially. Because again, it's everyone's going to put it off until it's like, well, I have all the items for Aghanim right now. I have the Master Sword, I have the lamp. I can do Aghanim right now, but I want to make that not the case for as long as possible. And only just now is Power to Mario probably going to find his mitts and be like, oh, I don't have to do Aga, kind of thing.
Do you think one of these three runners who hasn't got the mitts will just go straight for Aga? Do you think it's... I mean, I think it's highly unlikely, but...
Yeah, they've got the mirror. It's so easy to go down to Zelda Cell and just mirror back and then hop into Aga. I don't see that being a possibility unless they're feeling really frisky and are just like, no, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go right for Aga. So other than someone just like clowning intentionally, no, it's not gonna happen.
So yeah. Well, our runners are doing checks that the other runners have done at the moment. Ravis will pick up his second sword. Yeah, these are all lovely runners. Make sure to give them a follow.
Oh yeah, we have a command for that, I think. Ooh. Oh, someone beat me to it. Oh, you did.
Whoopsies.
And it didn't work, so it doesn't even matter, so...
No!
Good job.
I had this all planned.
Oh, gosh. Plans foiled. All right. Chat requesting Hammer and Swamp. I agree. But unfortunately, we are all denied today. That would have been pretty good, though.
Smirk is on his second crystal. Clearing those dungeons. Clearing those dungeons. And yeah, sadly, you can't really use a shield as a hammer.
All right, I think this is Ravis maybe going for the powder. Nope, no powder for us. We're swimming over to Dark Mall. Nope, we're not. All right, I see what we're doing now.
Yeah, looks like Catfish, possibly Pyramid from Ravis. Vortex is doing Tower of Hera. Smirk is going into Hyrule Castle. Power to Mario is about to get those mitts, so yeah.
I like how
where they all go.
I like how I made a joke about Ravis having the flute and being able to drop off the mushroom, and he chose to walk over there instead in Dark World. Use the mirror to do it.
I mean, sometimes you need your steps in, okay?
Yep. It's a clever way to, and this is something that you want to do, like, as any runner, like, you want to try to tie in all of your checks as closely and cleanly as possible, and that's a really good example of, like, how can I justify going to Catfish, which is, it's seemingly out on its own, way in the distance. This is a way you can justify it is, hey, there's this other check that's on the way that I can do if I choose to route it in this way. So his choice to specifically not do it by flute was very intentional to justify going to Catfish to get nothing out of it.
Yeah,
because rando be rando.
but in another seed, Ravis has gotten his third sword now. In another seed, that would have been important. That would have been
Exactly.
Quake, and that would have given Misery Mire access or something like that, and Misery Mire is necessary for something. Yeah, I'm making a seed up in my head. I should probably focus on this seed.
Right. I mean, rando comes down to always making like good versus correct choices, and the more you can prioritize good choices, which are the ones where you can kind of put everything into one big check kind of thing and do them as efficient as possible, might not be the right choice. You might not get anything out of it, but the runners who do that the most effectively are the ones who are going to be the ones who more consistently win in these scenarios, despite that it's randomizer, so
Yeah. Power to Mario is giving us some new checks. There are 2 items inside Skull Woods. We haven't seen any yet. Those are the boots!
Oh, we found a good one.
That's enough for me. those boots are necessary for Desert Palace. Well, sorry, we don't know if they're necessary for Desert Palace, but they could be.
Man, I feel bad for anyone who doesn't believe that Pendant Skull Woods isn't an overworld check, because I think that's always a stupid debate that goes on. It's like, do you treat Skull Woods as an overworld check? And it's like, no, it's just something you do when you're in the area if you can like route it in properly. And hey, there's boots in there, so some runners might be a hot minute before they get there.
So, yeah. I my first thought when you said that is, wait a second, is Ganon an overworld check? I mean, you just dropped down, right?
I mean, in cross keys, I guess. Certainly not in this mode. Vortex of Doom using of that very, very good mechanic. If you're ever doing, by the way, if you're learning this game, very easy way to kill Moldorm is what Vortex of Doom just did there, is you pin yourself to the back of the wall and just hold the sword out. And then as long as you press towards Moldorm, you kill him. Like, works every single time, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, and Vortex of Doom is on his second crystal right now. It looks as though Ravis is going to go into Pod and do an Eastern Palace pod play.
I love how we've been like commending like Ravis's routing, and he still has 0 crystals, and he's going for the pod play. I love it. It's this is what I like about commentating these things. It's just like seeing how other people just operate in general is just a delight. Because I learned so many things. I learned cool routing strategies. I learned what risks can sometimes pay off. But this one's just kind of funny for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just looking at this, Ravis was able to link everything in due to getting those mitts that were in Hyrule Castle. It wasn't always likely that the mitts would be in Hyrule Castle. You know, in another seed, this might have not paid off effectively, but it's just by having those mitts, Moonpearl, and the mirror that Ravis can do something like this. Of course, it will be perfect if the hammer was in Palace of Darkness, but we'll see if the Palace of Darkness part of this pays off.
Yeah, I'm just noticing the Vortex of Doom making that trek all the way to Agina. Truly, I believe doing a last location of where those mids possibly could be. Like just doing a full clear of Sphere 1 Light World before doing what I said earlier, admitting defeat and just being like, oh, I guess I'll go over there. So I think that's the play that Vortex is going to be doing right now.
Yeah. I just don't know what's worse in Vortex's mind. You know, it being in Hyrule Castle or, you know, it being a possible Aga. Because,
Yeah.
you know, it must be certain, like, by doing all other checks, Vortex is thinking it must be Aga. But of course we know it's in Zelda's cell, the mitts.
Yeah, I mean, at this point for Vortex, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just as bad if it's on Pyramid Ledge or just somewhere in here in Hyrule Castle. They made the intentional choice to leave it alone for as long as possible.
Yeah. So Smirk is going to be picking up his boots soon. And yeah, the new checks will be coming from Ravis because nobody's been in pod yet. So we'll see on that one. Of course, with regards to Power to Mario and Smirk, eventually they'll be out of their respective areas. So we'll see if they choose to look at any new checks.
For the pod routing enthusiasts, we did find the big key already. So Ravis will be able to, if they so choose, to go all the way back. And that also means one of these chests, these next two, are going to have a small key in them. But we also did see a small key. Oh, there's a hook shot. Okay. Ravis, I don't know how you're doing it, but golly gee. That's a find.
So to clarify, Swamp Palace is a crystal. The hookshot is needed. Mm-hmm. Effectively, Ravis has opened up a ton more checks for where the hammer could be. So, and basically, yeah, if the hammer is locked behind Swamp, this play had to have taken place. Effectively, there was no other way out of it. Power to Mario is going to give us a King's Tomb check now.
Oh, right. Yeah, because, okay, so King's...
Ooh.
I couldn't tell which one that was.
It looked like the Fire Rod to me. So King's Tomb is the Fire Rod, which, well, I'm just trying
gives us a Pendant dungeon. Hooray! Right?
Yes, hooray! Because we all know that the Ice Rod is on bed.
Yep. That's exactly where it is.
And yes, welcome Speed Gaming 2 with a raid.
Oh, hello everybody. Welcome. Let's do a quick re-intro now that you're sitting here. This is the Link to the Past Randomizer. This is our Sunday open. It's the most, I don't want to say generic, but it's like the most approachable version of a Link to Past Randomizer that you're going to find. And we do this every single week. So this is a good place if you just want to chill, if you want to learn a little bit more, as myself and Goron just kind of talk shop while these runners put on a great performance for us. So, welcome.
Yes, well, yeah, welcome, Raiders. So the main difference in this seed. Oh, that's
Oh
a
my
vanilla hammer.
gosh!
Basically, Ravis is very lucky at the moment.
This is the most like Giga Brain like routing I've seen in a long time. Like he hasn't gone up the mountain yet.
No, he hasn't gone up the mountain yet. Basically, the difference here is that Ravis went to Hyrule Castle, which gave him the mitts, which gave him early Dark World access. And in Kakariko, there was the mirror, the gloves, the moon pearl,
The
meaning that
flute.
you can. Oh, well, that was Thieves' Town, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, Ravis has been able to sink all his checks in, having everything, because he went to the mitts early. And there's the flute, as we were talking about. That's in Thieves' Town. And has just been able to do all checks easily between one another. So that's sort of the difference here. Our other runners are, currently doing the checks that Ravis has done in the Dark World, effectively. But yeah, Ravis just picks up a hook shot and a hammer in Pod. Just able to completely complete Pod, which is a crystal here.
Yeah. And again, making this decision with still 0 crystals and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do pod first before I start clearing all these dungeons that I could be doing right now. I could do desert, I could do eastern. I'm gonna dip pod.
Yeah, this is definitely Ravis's seed. I feel like Ravis and the seed are on the same level.
Now, did we see what Power to Mario picked up in checkerboard? Because that just happened, and I think that was our first Mizurmeyer area check.
Well, that's Quake in the Ice Rod.
Okay. Is that a key under the doormat that we just found?
Sorry, I didn't see anything on that one.
Okay, maybe not. So, yep. Chat, again, pointing out, that was both Ice Rod and Quake that we just found in Meyer Shed. So that's fun. So at this point, what are we missing? We're missing Samaria? Yeah, we're just missing Samaria at this point. Correct?
Bombos? Just in case.
Oh, potentially Bombos. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. So potentially a medallion, and then we don't know where Samaria is just yet. That was our first item out of Desert Palace. It was a heart container.
Yeah. So yeah, Ravis on his first crystal going into Eastern Palace. And Power to Mario is now going to the back.
Nothing.
So it should just be... I didn't see if anything was on the torch. I believe that could have... Well, I didn't see what got the small key. So yeah, this is just the big chest and then Lammo. One of them will have an item. So, and thank you, chat. So, small key on torch means that Desert Palace is boots locked. Ravis will have to go to Skullwoods.
Yeah, both Ravis and Vortex, because Vortex is in desert more or less right now and doesn't have the boots to continue. And again, it's that always be clearing dungeons. Like Vortex of Doom making the right choice, in my opinion, of like, hey, I could potentially clear Desert Palace and also verify whether or not I need to keep hunting for the boots to be doing it. Just unfortunately not the correct choice this time around, because boots are in Pendant Swamp, or a skull.
Yeah. Those boots are going to give Power to Mario and Smirk a small bonus, because they're just going to get around faster, effectively, compared to Ravis and Vortex. So, well, We'll just see where it goes. It could still be anybody's race, even though Ravis did make it to Dark World first and was able to route a few things in. You know, Ravis still needs to get those boots, still needs to get that fire rod, effectively.
Yeah, 100%. And like runners having boots super early versus Ravens having Dark World access, like that's what ties up randomizer so neatly sometimes, or what makes it actually competitive, is these kind of small decisions add up over the entire race. There's no one decision during the entire race that will really choose whether or not you're the winner or the loser, kind of thing. It's always going to be a sum of those decisions that you're making. So the fact that, let's skip as much as possible early on, like Ravis is doing, versus the completionist strategy that Vortex has been doing, those can both pay off in very different ways.
So, yeah, Power to Mario and Smirk have just defeated Lammo. So that's Power to Mario's second crystal and Smirk's third. So a lot of runners doing crystals when they have to, effectively, and we'll soon see Ravis versus Almost Knights. Although I feel at this stage, considering how many digs, Vortex is about to be doing dig game, this seems like a boss battle all of its own.
Let's see if Ravis can kill all the Almost Knights before Vortex of Doom finds 20 rupees.
Yes. Okay.
Ah, dang, we lost. Ah, jeez.
Oh, Vortex.
Vortex, you had one job.
You needed just to dig faster, even though it's impossible.
All right, he was only like 5 seconds behind. It's fine. You did a good job, Vortex, with your digging.
Yeah, Vortex definitely did. That's Ravis's second crystal. So Ravis is about to get that Ice Rod and that Quake from Misery Mire Shed. Vortex, just trying to think. Not much with regards to Blacksmiths and Purple Chest, but we'll see if Vortex goes into Skull Woods soon. Power to Mario will complete Hera, and Smirk just doing a Gina's Cave. We'll see where he goes. Just trying to think.
Yeah, having found Hammer in Pod, how do you think Ravis might just assume Samaria is in Mire? I know it's Pendant Mire, but
I mean, at this stage, why not? Although,
it's right there. I've got the Quake. I can go into Mire. Oh wait, shoot! Smirk went in there when I wasn't even looking.
Yep, Smirk is in Mire right now, so we'll be able to see it from Smirk first. Saying that, Swamp Palace does have 6 items in it, and it is full clearables for Ravis, so Swamp is looming in the background, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Swamp. I mean, once the other runners find the hammer, Swamp is inevitable. Like, I can't imagine Ravis is not like more or less kind of like working their way towards Swamp right now.
Yeah. And yeah, basically, if anybody wants to get into Swamp from these runners, they have to go into Pod to get the hammer and the hook shot that are both required for Swamp.
Oh, right, to get further into Swamp. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, Ravis is the only one who possibly has Swamp, like, on their radar.
I know one of the runners did actually go into Swamp, but couldn't find anything because was locked by the hammer, basically.
It was Ravis.
Oh.
Yeah, Ravis already went in just for like a quick little looky-loo to see if the hammer was in that first chest and did not find it.
Well, that just proves that not all of Ravis's choices go exactly towards an item, then.
Yeah, exactly. Again, fun choices aren't always going to be the fastest ones. So, uh, cool. We've seen purple. Yeah, because we saw purple chest from,
Yeah,
right,
it's
already.
money. It's money.
Hooray.
Yay, another 300 on top of the other 300 and the other 300. And I keep getting these 20s from trees. I've just got money all around me.
When will it stop? All right. I still haven't seen anything interesting in Mire. I did see the big key was in what I think is normally called the map chest. It's the left spike chest. But other than that, I've only seen small keys and whatever the map compass that we just saw was.
So Vortex is going to enter Swamp Palace. Just going to be able to do one chest here. And we'll then have to dip out. I'm just trying to think what Power 2 Mario is doing, because Power 2 Mario has done King's Tomb, that's the Fire Rod. Ah, so this is Graveyard Ledge? Okay.
Oh, we found one item in Mr. Mire.
Mystery Mire was worth it. Bottles are just worth it in general. That may be my personal opinion on that one. That's
Yeah.
a quick kit check.
Okay, so yep. So for Power to Mario, it's now the South World checks. We're getting our first swamp checks. I don't think I missed anything in the past couple seconds.
No.
Our first full swamp check.
And that's just 10 arrows. So Vortex is getting that powder. We'll see if that leads... if that does indeed lead to Kakariko. So...
Is this our first sick kid check-in?
Yes, it definitely is. So that's red, but it's not the Cane of Samaria.
Wrong red.
And Ravis is just doing Diver Down in order to get the 2 chests here.
2 more red things, neither the Samaria.
And yeah, Samaria is needed in order to complete Turtle Rock. So at the moment we're looking out for, well, the Cane of Samaria and Bombos. And, well, logically we can pretty much say that Ped is dead. Because unless Turtle Rock needs Bombos, then, yeah. The Red Cane cannot be behind Ped, because the Red Cane is needed for Misery Mire.
I was going to say, I'm surprised no one's been up on Dark Death Mountain, except that I realized that only one person has gone to Pod to find both the hammer and hook shot that would make going up worth it. So...
Talking about Pod, Vortex of Doom is now going into Pod. We'll be receiving that hammer and that hook shot. And Power 2 Mario is making his way across. So, well, a whole new world of opportunities will await these 2 runners as Ravis has cleared Swamp Palace. Now, the question is, does Ravis go back in? I'd say...
No. Absolutely not. You do it while you're there, or like if you go straight to the boss and you don't find what you need, you peace out. And like, yeah, it's mountain time for Ravis.
I'll say nothing, okay?
Oh.
My views may have been wrong. I'm not speaking my thoughts now.
Look, during one of the main tournament qualifiers that actually like burned so many people because like Fire Rod was in the big chest and like half the people just pieced out because you have the rest of the game before you might find the fire rod. And nope, if you had just turned around for a quick second, you would have found it and been in go mode. So, there's some merit to going back in.
Yeah. And chat saying that the kill on Argus was good. Yep, seemed like a good fight to me, so...
I mean, it
definitely nice
literally
to
was
see.
just ice rod. Like, Rave is just, like, faced down and just hit the Y button a lot. to kill Argus with the ice rod.
So, if Ravis does get the Cane of Samaria in Dark Death Mountain, well, in Death Mountain in general, that still doesn't mean that he'll go through the whole of Turtle Rock, even if it's Ether or Quake, because, of course, Ravis does not have that fire rod. Turtle Rock may be locked behind that.
Well, not only that, but he hasn't been to the desert yet, so he doesn't have knowledge of whether or not he needs boots.
Sorry, did I...
Am I correct on that? Has he been to He hasn't been to my area, right?
Sorry, Ravis hasn't been into... I'm just trying to check. I don't know.
I don't think he has, so he doesn't have knowledge on whether or not he needs boots to finish the game. So...
Oh, King was on Argus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't Fire Rod somewhere?
That was King's Tomb.
King's Tomb, yeah. Well, the good news here for Ravis is sometimes the Fire Rod, or the lack thereof, prevents you from getting too far into Turtle Rock. So if he chooses to dip Turtle Rock, it's not a huge time commitment unless he gets really unlucky with the key layout.
Yeah, so that's Butter Sword, meaning, well, the fourth sword, meaning that that'll be a lot easier for all of our runners, really.
Yeah. Nobody's going to have any problems with Ganon today, hopefully. But...
And the medallion is Bombos!
Oh, okay, so we are looking for a Bombos still. Wait, key under the doormat. Let's always remember. It's gonna be right here. Right? That's how this game works. That's how Rando works, right?
It's got to be the fourth one, though. You know, just for the
just to keep us, like, here we see. Okay.
Oh no, it doesn't.
There were 3 bombs in there, so maybe they misheard us. So I will be sure to let VTorp know that a patch is needed.
And yeah, so people asking where was Fire Rod? Yes, it was King's Tomb, 100%. Actually, that means that the boots are needed twice, actually.
Yeah, because you need to get big key from right side of Desert Palace, right?
Yeah, you need the big key from the torch, and you also need the boots in order to get the Fire Rod. Chat asking boots for GT big key. Oh, we don't know that yet, but possibly. But we're not going to get there without the boots, so not a huge concern. And yeah, so wondering if anyone's ahead. It's still too early to say. Ravis had more early Dark World access, but the thing is that early possible lead on Ravis, it's being lost because Ravis doesn't have the boots, and you can see Power 2 Mario and Smirk both having the boots, and that's just saving time. And we now know that the boots, even though, well, we know the boots are needed for 2 reasons: for that Desert Palace torch, and for King's Tomb for the Fire Rod, and that's Vortex's the crystal. Yeah.
Yeah, and in combination of that, like, the fact that other people have had boots for a while now is giving them the opportunity to catch up, despite Ravis having making some really like correct calls early on. And if you look at our three runners, Vortex, Smirk, and Powder Mario, they all either are doing or just got done with Pod, giving him the hammer, the hook shot that they've needed so long that Ravis has had on them for the long time. So it's whether or not you think the boots are more valuable or those two other items are more valuable.
Yeah, it does really come down to that. So
I'm watching Ravis's setup of Harapot. I haven't seen this one before. Or maybe I have and I just didn't really pay attention to it. Or maybe they got frozen.
Oh.
There we go.
Well, that somehow worked. And Power 2 Mario has defeated...
And that's how you Harapot.
I don't think that's how you Harapot. I think they would have technical difficulties for a second.
First you draw the circle, next draw the owl. That's how you do Harapot.
I see. So Ravis is going to be facing off against, well, Moldorm. Just trying to think. Power 2 Mario is getting out of Eastern Palace area, so we'll see where he goes. And Smirk's inside Pod. And yeah, Vortex is just checking the mountain at the moment.
Which is the right place to be. Where's Bombos, though?
Well, it could be...
Left side...
It could be anywhere.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be left side swamp, isn't it? Power to Mario, prove me right. Go to left side swamp. Also, don't listen to this. I'm not instructing you in any way. That would be cheating, and we know that's bad.
Hey, but if I say something different, then it cancels out, right? Power 2 Mario, don't go to left.
Ooh.
There you go.
True.
So now Power 2 Mario, even, you know, now we just have a confused Power 2 Mario.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. The viewers love that.
I mean, the truth is, we don't know what Power 2 Mario will do until Power 2 Mario does it. At this point, I just wish I could, like, pull up a spreadsheet of all our runners and go, like, Power 2 Mario times checked left side swamp, and then just go, well, you see here, Power 2 Mario has an 80% chance of skipping left side swamp. I don't think he's going to do it.
You think he's gonna do left side swamp?
Probably not. Actually.
Probably not. I mean, I'm not against it. I want to see something spicy called Bombos over there.
Bombos on Mothra would be a bit just thinking about it.
Oh, true. Yeah, that as well. Because I think we've only found the one item, the boots, in Skull Woods, right? There's definitely something in the back.
Yeah.
Who's beeping? Oh, a bookfinder is beeping.
So book in
Spike Cave. Yep.
Vortex, you know what to do. Again, I'm not actually instructing Vortex, but for the fans, you've got the book. That's all I'm saying.
But retroactive, I'd like to slap Vortex on the wrist because you could have hook speeded through that. Vortex, what are you doing? Oh, no boots. All right, well, I slapped my own wrist. Give me a second one. Ow. All right. I undid the slap.
Okay, so just looking where our runners are. Ravis is about to get the book that we've already seen Well, we've already seen Vortex get. So Vortex is going into Swamp Palace. Power to Mario is in Swamp Palace, and Smirk is climbing up the mountain. So nothing too new here right now. But we'll see if we see any new checks soon.
I think this is our first turn-in of Ether Tablet.
Oh, Ravis did do Spike. So Ether Tablet is a bottle, so Sick Kid might get one more visitor.
Nope.
Nah.
Who needs Sick Kid? All he's got is $20.
I mean, some people just want to visit him, okay?
Yeah, he's nice sometimes, just not when he's like generating our seeds or anything like that, but oh, I see. Okay, I see. I think Ravis is pretty much down to like the last few checks before having to do things like kill the pendant bosses. So we're getting the book checks. If we find the shovel, we'll do that as well. But Bombos is coming up, I think, very, very soon.
And Bombos is nothing. Now, looking at material itself, Power to Mario only needs that Bombos. So that'll be interesting to see. Power to Mario might be in Go mode first. And yeah. Smirk will have to go through Swamp Palace anyways. And Vortex is still looking for that... well, those boots that will then lead to the Fire Rod.
Yep. So what have you got left? We've got left side swamp, I think. I don't think anyone's done it yet. And I can't remember. I think we found a map or compass. So there might be an A item over there. We may be missing one item out of Misery Mire. And I don't think anyone's in the back of Thieves Town or the back of Skull Woods. Does that all sound correct?
Yes, nobody's done the back of Thieves Town. Nobody's done the back of Skull Woods. The other thing is, I mean, Ice Palace, it's, as much as I know, it's clearable.
Oh, true. What? Man, I'm surprised none of the Samaria havers have not gone into Ice Palace, because that, for me, is just like, yeah, let's just go straight in there. Although Ravis doesn't have Bombos or Fire Rod. Oh,
Yeah.
and then the other person doesn't have Samaria. Power to Mario is kind of the one in position to go there first.
Yes, so... So, Ravis... yeah, Ravis having that Cane of Samaria. I don't believe Ravis has done Misery Mire yet, so it's possible that Ravis just full clears this. I don't know how probable it will be, but it is definitely a possibility here. Do you think Ravis will full clear Mire?
I doubt it. Especially... Ooh... I doubt it, but we're starting to get to the point where, like, I could understand the Skullwoods left side swamp, or the left side swamp skip, because, like, you still have so much to do that doesn't make sense, but we're starting to get down to, like, Ravis's, like, last few checks. It's possible. Because we know there's one item in Big Chest, and I believe the second item is on Vitreous. So,
Yeah. So, yeah. So, let me see. I believe that was Vortex of Doom defeating Swamp Palace and getting his fourth crystal, and that Cane of Samaria is now going to be checking Bombos. And Power to Mario is going into Ice Palace. So these are some new checks here. Yeah, if Power to Mario finds Bombos, he will be, well, in Go mode.
yeah. It's going to be the reverse of everybody's fear of... Is Fire Rod locked behind Bombos? No, this time it's going to be the other way around, where you need the Fire Rod to get in here to find Bombos? Oh, it's a map. All right.
So Vortex is going into Misery Mire. Smirk is now entering into Swamp Palace. Smirk's our last chance, really, for finding out if something's in left side swamp. Yes, as far as I know, Bombos is completely fine on Green Pendant. Just answering chat.
Oh, true. Is it on Pendant or Pedestal? Yeah, we can do Misery Mire, we can do Skull Woods, and we can do Thieves Town. No problem. Yeah, it could be there. No one's checked because we only just kind of recently found the book in the Spike Cave, but it's a possibility. All right, that was our first item out of Ice Palace. It was just some money. Something's missing. The big key? Which means I don't think we're going to see left side swamp until it's officially like clear that Bombos is there. At which point we'll see it 4 times.
Ravis is now facing off against Vitreous, using that cape in order to defeat the eyeballs and doing 5, 6, 7, 8 arrow shots to Vitreous. And Vitreous just drops a piece of heart. There is still that green pendant turn in.
Now, do we see the green pendant turn in before Ravis does Ice Palace? I don't know. I still think it's curious that we did green pendant before Ice Palace, but then again, Ravis has not been doing the ABCDs since the beginning of the race, so I also am not surprised at all.
Ravis needs Fire Rod to do Ice Palace, which is Kingston.
Oh gosh, it's so hard to keep track of 4 people. That's why we have trackers, by the way. You should follow them. I wish I had a command for it, but I don't think it's working. Yeah, it's not working. That's fine. It happens.
Yep, our trackers being, well, Alex, say, Blitz and Tapadino. So those are our trackers. Make sure to give them a follow.
They're doing all the grunt work here. I'm just here to talk shop. I just like to talk about Zelda, and they're the ones who are actually clicking the buttons in the background, and like all the stuff you see on the screen right now. That's what they're doing. They're actually making this like so that you can understand what's actually going on the screen at any given moment.
Yeah.
So big props to them.
That is Smirk's, well, 4th crystal. Just trying to think. No, 5th crystal, I'm pretty sure. And that's the Cane of Samaria, so everybody has the Cane of Samaria. And Smirk is leaving left side swamp. Ravis is about to get those boots. Power to Mario is getting his 6th crystal in Ice Palace. I didn't see anything there. To clarify,
There was nothing there. I think it's the left side swamp at this point.
I guess I should say my thoughts. My thoughts are that I believe. Well, you know what? No, I won't say it. I won't say it. I will say it's on Magic Bat. Chat can have Ped. I'll have
Magic Bat is still in play. Good call. Somehow Vortex of Doom has been the only person to pick up powder. Like, I remember specifically Ravis just swimming by it. Just like nonchalantly be like, I don't need that, right? So if it is on bat, that's going to be also kind of funny.
So Ravis has gotten his boots, is going out of Skull Woods. So probably is going further into Skull Woods just to check the items then. I thought without the fire rods, you know, Ravis might have taken a chance that, okay, the second item is possibly, Fire Rod blocked effectively. But no, Ravis is continuing in. And Power 2 Mario is getting the powder. Ooh, magic back.
Okay. And Ravis not opting to check what's on Ped, which is fine. Might not be anything there at all, but, could have, but...
Power 2 Mario going into Dark World, so we're not seeing that. We'll see if we see Magic Bat effectively. This may be a Thieves Town play for the back of Thieves Town, as nobody's done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Smith Chain. So it'll probably be rooted in Smith Chain then.
I mean, we've already seen the Smith chain in its entirety, because, Ravis did that super early.
Ravis did check Lumberjack Ledge. I did not see what it is, so any help on that would be appreciated. Power 2 Mario is doing Hammer Pegs. I do not believe this is done. And Vortex picks up that green pendant. And yeah, a bottle in Hammer Pegs. Still, a blue potion in a bottle in Hammer Pegs is decent enough.
Yeah. Most interesting thing that could happen right now is, what does Ravis do with this fire rod? Does that point them back to Skullwoods and we get a back of Skullwoods check, or do they forego it and go to left side swamp? Or eventually just pick up that powder? I don't know. None of us do, otherwise we would have the Bombos by now.
So Power 2 Mario dropping down into the Magic Bat Cave, gets the powder out, sprinkles it on the bat, and the bat gives...
Go mode?
Just 5 rupees.
$5. Woo!
Not magic backed. And Sahashala giving 50 rupees, so it's not green pendant ether. This is looking more and more like Ped. This is looking more and more like Ped. There's still some options available, but they're getting thin.
Yeah, we have Ravis finally going to Ice Palace, which is a crystal, so knowing your ABCDs. Power to Mario, fluting somewhere accidentally, and then what are our red crystals? We never verified what our red crystals are. Is bomb in play? Like the big bomb?
Yeah, so Swamp and Turtle Rock is what our trackers are saying. Thank you ever so
much. Oh, okay, well then it's definitely not in play. So. Huh.
And yeah, Smirk defeating Ice Palace, that is his 6th crystal. It's still the Bombos hunt, though.
It's anybody's race at this point. Power to Mario, that Quake does not kill the bird, unfortunately. So you're going to take just a tiny bit of damage as it hovers over you. Oof. There we go.
So yeah, Vortex is about to be doing Catfish, which Ravis had the items to successfully route in. Power 2 Mario is going to be doing Misery Mire. If Misery Mire is something that isn't necessary, then this means that it's less of a, it's less of a gamble that Ravis and Vortex of Doom took. And Smirk is just doing Smith Chain.
Yeah, I mean, the gamble that everybody has taken, or at least Ravis took with the book, was not taking a look at Ped to see if that's what they needed to do. Reading Rainbow reference there.
So,
go ahead.
Just trying to think, what do we what are we missing? So there's one item in Skullwoods. Thieves Town, I haven't been counting items. Would that be something like 2?
What would be two items in what dungeon?
In Thieves Town.
We had at least 2 in the front. There was a piece of heart. There was the flute. I saw the big key. I didn't catch the third thing that they picked up. It wasn't a small key though, so it's possible there's only 1 item in the back of Thieves,
Okay, so
which
yeah,
makes it just as ugly an option as all the others.
1 in Skullwoods, 1 in Thieves, 1 or 2 in Left Side Swamp, and then we're just left with Ped. So Ped is looking more and more likely. And with regards to overworld checks, I believe our runners have done all of them. I just can't think of a single overworld check our runners haven't done. If anybody can say, please tell me.
I mean, our trackers are saying that there's 2 items in the back of Thieves Town, potentially, because there was a compass in the front that I didn't see, which I'm more willing to believe the 2 of them than myself.
Yes, I'm I'm happier believing the 2 of them than myself as well. Yeah. So it seems as though Ravis will probably do Skull Woods. Like, the pressure of this, I don't know if I want to see if it's Ped before Ped's pulled or after, to be honest with you. I mean, I know it's Ped if Ped's the last possible location, but still.
Like, when I'm running, like, an actual race, like, competitively, I will never blind pull Ped, but whenever I'm featured on speed gaming specifically, I will always blind pull it because I just think it's funny.
Yeah. For the fans, right?
That's exactly it. If I'm going to be featured on this stream as a runner, yeah, of course. You put me in front of Ped, I'm going to pull it without even looking.
Sorry, the Gipto chest, I believe they... Oh!
Well, we found our silvers.
Silver's on Ped, so it's not Ped tonight. Yeah, I believe they did go for the Gipto chest.
Gibdo chest has been checked by at least Ravis. It was a map.
But yeah, the thing is, let's say...
Oh, a shovel! Oh boy!
No.
Oh boy!
So
yeah, no Mothula for us today. Let's go dig up some dirt.
So the second item in Skullwoods is the shovel. So that will be done. Yeah, I was about to say if there was something on Mothula and if there, like I was saying a lot of ifs, and there's something on Blind, then it might mean that they Vortex getting his fire rod. But it might effectively mean that Ravis might do all 3 pendant dungeons anyways, but that's impossible, and Ravis digs up 50 rupees.
Wow,
So
that looks very
else.
close to a Bombo. Oh. Yep. Yeah, Vortex with their newly found fire rod straight into the Ice Palace. 100% makes sense. Power to Mario. Taking down Pendant Vidi, who has nothing, which we knew already.
Yeah, Ravis is now going to be doing Desert Palace, which is required, so not losing too much time there. And yeah, so from our knowledge, it's Thieves Town or Left Side Swamp.
Yeah, that I think it's Left Side Swamp. Like I don't want to doom these runners, but I think all of them are going to end up in Left Side Swamp around the same time or within a minute or 2 of each other. Has anyone turning green pendant? Is chat asking? Yeah, it was some money, I think.
50 rupees,
It
yeah.
was a big 50. Oh, Power Tomorrow is doing it right now. Here you go. Na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
Oh, boy. But yeah, so I mean, the thing is, it's left side Thieves Town if it's not Maiden's Chest or Blind though. So it'll be left side Swamp or left side Thieves Town there. Trying to find a connection here.
Yep. And again, this is a classic case. Like, let's assume it is the left side swamp at this point. This is a classic example of a bunch of like very talented runners who you should follow, making all the right choices. In that, like, it's a bad gamble to go find one thing on the left side of swamp because it takes like literally minutes to do. But this is Brando, and sometimes that's just not the right decision. And as a result, everybody's gonna just like end up executing to a certain level that gets them to that point faster than the other person, which makes this a lot more exciting to watch. Because like, look at this, we have 4 people in 4 different dungeons who are all eventually going to end up in swamp at the same time.
It all depends if Power 2 Mario's dip into Thieves Town holds Bombos. And Ravis has gotten his 6 crystal.
Chat asking about silvers. We're not going to be seeing silvers today. That's a ped poll today. I don't think any of these runners are so desperate to kill Ganon a little bit quicker to clear ped or clear 3 dungeons to get there.
I mean, Gravis has this knowledge, but what about the rest of our runners? Might they try to go for ped if it's in left side swamp, for instance?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I would. There is a certain point where I'd just be like, I haven't found the book yet. I'm just gonna start clearing the ped dungeon. Just assume it's there. It's what I was telling you before. It's like if I'm being featured, I'm just gonna go for it, kind of thing, and then hope it pays off. And it has before, and it's been funny as all heck when it does happen. But I don't think it's not to be unexpected, expected, whatever. Like I bet someone could do it.
Yeah. So Power 2 Mario has 2 more chests here. I haven't been counting items, so we'll see if it's just 1 or 2 more items in these 2 chests. This is Maiden's chest. So
they did find one in the attic. It was a piece of heart, so there is 1 item left in this dungeon.
Yeah. So just thinking, Power 2 Mario is going to defeat Blind now. Oh, so Power 2 Mario probably doesn't have the big key. The big key being on Blind, meaning that Power 2 Mario will have to go back into the dungeon in order to get the big chest.
Oh, no. So small key is in the big chest.
Oh.
Small key can't be on Blind logically because that would lock like hammer. There's logic stuff. We don't need to like worry about it too much, but small key is definitely in the big chest.
Okay, so it's definitely on Blind.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
No worries. Running cross keys has broken my mind in too many ways where I know where keys should be or not be all the time. Oh, someone miscounted items and it was me. Because that was a compass. And also so did Power to Mario. Yeah. Unless they they haven't checked. They don't have the book.
They haven't checked ped.
They're doing what I said. Is they're going for the ped. Oh golly, here we go. We are seeing silvers.
This is left side swamp. It has to be in left side swamp.
It has to be left side swamp, which
There's no
everybody
way
skipped.
It can be anything else. Yeah, everybody skipped left side swamp. Where's Ravis going?
Left side swamp.
Left side swamp.
Yo.
Oh no. It can't be in Left Side Swamp. There's got to be another location I'm not thinking about. There's got to be this secret location I've never thought
that
about
that
that
one.
us two and chat don't know about.
Yeah,
And all our runners.
it's in the Great Fairy Fountain for some reason. I don't know, but I think it's Left Side Swamp at this point because Ravis does too.
Who knows? Maybe Ganon's keeping hold of Bombos, you know. Just being like, you know what, you can't complete your seed today. Take care. You just see the Triforce in Swamp instead.
Yeah.
Like, well, this is an interesting find.
Chat asking if Hera basement was checked. Yeah, that the big key was there, and then redeemed up top for nothing.
Yep. So Hera basement was checked. So Ravis is, well, running across the big room of Swamp Palace. Needs to get that key first, though.
Chat, you can keep asking and listing different locations, but we are, I think, pretty much literally down to just Left Side Swamp. That chest right there on Raven's screen. Look at it.
It is. Dark Maze has been checked in Hyrule Castle.
Witness this one chest.
Yeah, we get Ravis is just stuck on this one chest. You know, you get close enough to Bombos, your game just freezes. No Bombos for you.
This is the one you've missed all along.
Yeah, to clarify, all of our runners will feel massively behind at this stage. They'll be going, yeah, all the other runners just went Left Side Swamp, didn't they?
Ped pull. Blind pull.
Yeah,
Power to Mario.
Woo-hoo!
We got silvers.
Yeah, power to Mario. Thank you for pulling Ped. I'll probably consider Left Side Swamp as Ravis goes across the murky waters of Swamp Palace, does the drop down. There are two chests here, one of which has Bombos. The first chest is the big
crap.
key. Okay, there are three chests, one of which has Bombos. Ravis goes to the second chest in Left Side Swamp. It wasn't in Left Side Swamp.
It's in the big chest.
Of Left Side Swamp. Ravis is
good
making
lord.
his way back to the main room, to the big chest in Swamp, swimming across, lifting up those skull rocks, defeating a Stalfos, and dropping down, going up the stairs, and opening up the big chest, and that is Bombos. At 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 55 seconds, Ravis is in go mode.
We did it, people. We got there once. We still need 3 other people to get there, so we're still in for a ride. We still got a show going on as Ravis makes their way to okay, 1 second. Let's try that again. As Ravis makes their way to Turtle Rock.
Yes, Ravis making his way up Turtle Rock. You know, avoids that. I've forgotten what they're called. They're called Tektites.
Dead rocks and the Tektites. Yeah.
Well, the Dead Rocks are just. I'd never forget that name. Let's just put it that way. You know, goes up the stairs, faces off against the Moldorms. Sorry, the mini Moldorms.
It would be a very fun version of Enemizer if they found a way to be like, oh, by the way, Moldorms. And you're like, oh, shoot.
Or instead of a Moldorm, just a dead rock, but a much larger one. Ravis.
Just 3 Trinexes in the tunnel.
No! No, that's too bad. Ravis is now opening up Turtle Rock.
Okay, so chat suggested switching mini Moldorms with Moldorms. I actually think
No.
that's kind of funny because like you get to the top of Tower of Hera and it's just like a Moldorm. It's just a Moldorm. You just go and just like put it out real quick, and then the rest of the game is just chaotic.
What if there was something in Mini Moldorm Cave, though?
I mean, it would be a bunch of Moldorms, is what's in Mini Moldorm Cave now.
That would not be good if there was something in there. I'm just saying. So, yeah, Power to Mario will be making his way towards Bombos shortly. Ravis is opening up the east side of Turtle Rock, just two keys. Ravis will probably open up chests until he gets the big key and 4 keys, which is what's needed for this specific dungeon, and then, well, as he's in go mode, won't need to open up another chest, really.
Yeah, and Ravis has already picked up 3 small keys, so that's already looking pretty good. If we do not find the big key in this next chest, then we're probably going to see Ravis go outside, because we're going to have to... no, is that correct? I don't know. Oh, no, we're going to have to check lava chest if it's not right here. So Ravis is going to have to do the lava chest, the vanilla big key location, because we don't have enough keys to go any further in this dungeon.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have to check the lava chest then. And Power 2 Mario is making his way down the big room, up the stairs, and that is Power 2 Mario's Bombos in 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 33 seconds. Power 2 Mario is in go mode.
Yeah, it's pretty close to what we predicted. I mean, the only thing that's putting Vortex of Doom relatively a tiny bit further behind is, one, I guess the decision in general to do like full Skull Wiz, which Power to Mario also did, but also just the extremely completionist decision like very early in the game to like full clear light world before finally getting the mitts, and that's literally the only thing that's separating them right now.
I mean, Vortex and Ravis both didn't have those boots.
Oh, true.
So I think that might mean part of it, in my opinion.
All right, Ravis making it's a pretty safe gamble here. It's less safe whenever there's a small key or a big key in the big key chest to do this. But we're hoping for one more small key, hopefully on Laser Bridge, but there could be one in the big chest that they need.
So Power 2 Mario is opening up Turtle Rock, as Ravis is doing the Dark Maze in Turtle Rock. So, well, a couple of minutes between them. I'll time it when I can, effectively, which will be the defeat of Trinex. Speaking about the defeat of Trinex, I'd say, and you could concur with me, Sonderjack, this would probably be a good time for people to get their guesses in.
Oh, yeah. I don't believe that Ravis is going to have any problem with this particular fight. And we did find that small key right there, right afterwards. So we are certainly on our way. We'd like to play a little guessing game. Pick a number, 1 through, oh gosh, why am I forgetting? Is it 20?
It's 22.
22. Good lord. I was like, is it 23? There are 23 things down there, but that's only relevant if you're playing cross keys. 22. How many things are we going to check based on Ravis's screen until we find the big key in Ganon's tower? And what do you win? Some brownie points. Like, we're gonna post this on YouTube at some point, and I guess I'll one of us will say your name, and then you can show it to your mom, I guess, and be like, "Look, I guessed the right number." So that's the thing. So yeah, go ahead, put your numbers in.
So what are you guessing, Slumberjack?
Who?
And I'm guessing 8. So, yeah, we'll see about that.
Wait, did anyone in chat put 2? Oh, Wolfling beat me to it. Well, I'll take second place to Wolfling. All right.
I see. So Ravis has gotten his 7th crystal and is now entering Ganon's tower. Well, going towards Ganon's tower, going past the Lionels. Got ahead of myself and is now opening, not entering, opening Ganon's tower.
Yay! And we got the other 2 runners right behind in Turtle Rock. So, and then again, Vortex of Doom, also extremely hot on the heels. Just needs the Bombos and is going to be right up there with them in like a minute or 2. So,
and guesses are closed as Ravis has entered Turtle Rock. So, if it's okay, I'll do odds, you do evens then. And number 1 is 3 bombs.
sure. All right, number 2. What do we got? A key.
Number 3 is a key.
4 is some dead Stalfos and rupees.
5 is more rupees.
Splendid. All right, coming up on number 6. Nothing.
Just a compass. So yeah, Ravis will be making his way to Rando Room shortly. And this is Firebar Room with 1 item here. Number 7, and number 7 is just 20 rupees.
Lovely. Vortex of Doom, by the way, about to hit go mode. Did literally every single one of our runners today last locate this? Rupees, by the way.
Sorry, number 9 is rupees.
And then more rupees, and then a bow.
Yeah, so sorry, number 11 was 10 arrows. So, yeah.
More arrows.
Then a heart for number 13. And Ravis is going right now, since going full left. We'll see if Ravis does Tall Room.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, if Ravis felt behind for some reason after this whole entire, well, I guess after this entire thing, you could feel behind because like everybody the last location that. But I don't think it's really worth it in a speed gaming daily. Like, this isn't a major tournament race. Key.
15 is 20 rupees.
16 is the winning number, which... Dun-dun-dun. Wow, none of you guessed it. How many people do we have watching right now? And none of you guessed it?
I mean, could go one off.
Oh, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Wow, you guessed 16. Congratulations. Oh, geez, how did I miss that? Yep. Now this is going to be put up on the interwebs at some point, saved for all time being. You did it.
I see. I definitely see. I guess everybody's 16 now.
Yeah.
As Ravis is making the climb.
I don't want to be 16. I am past that time in my life. Oh, gosh. No, I will let Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna keep that. Keep your 16.
Yeah, so Power to Mario is opening up Ganon's Tower. Smirk has defeated Trinex, and Vortex of Doom is entering Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we're pretty much for everybody. We're just in the final sprint in this moment, and all we have to do at this point is just marvel in their execution. And while you're marveling at their execution, I do want to, again, second last time, remind you, give them a follow. Like, they volunteered to be put on display and allow myself and Goron to joke about them or commend them for 2 hours ish. So they play regularly. I know they're in tournaments, so if you just want to see more of this on a more regular basis, that's a thing. And then also you're welcome to follow myself and Goron, and then also follow our trackers. I don't think the command is broken, but they're in chat. There's Alex there. There's Tepidino, and yeah, it's fun putting on a little show for you. And I hope you're all having a good Sunday as a result of this.
Yeah, and there's also Alex on tracking as well. And yeah, I mean, not only have these runners allowed themselves to be restreamed for, well, for your pleasure, they've also had to do Left Side Swamp for your pleasure. Like, if that does not count for a follow, I don't know what it does. Like, not all runners will, will last locate Left Side Swamp and then basically go into Left Side Swamp and finish it just for us. So make sure to give them a follow.
Yeah, man. If I knew that just last location left side swamp is all it took to get me followers, I would do it every single time. Wait, I do. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ravis is entering the very top. Very nice dash there. The very top of Ganon's tower. So we're going to be seeing ourselves a good Aga 2 fight. How many blue balls we getting today, Goron?
I'm gonna go for 1.
I'm going to guess
For
2.
Agatha.
Again. Okay.
So Ravis getting 2 hits on Aga in the first one, 1 on the second. Aga's given out one blue ball. It should be a 2-1-2.
Come on. Ah, you won. You,
Yes.
pun. You won.
Yes, me and Shibifi won the Aga 2 guessing game, so that's always good to see. But yes, also congratulations to Alex on winning the GT Big Key guessing game on the effective rules of Sahasra Labat. So that's good.
All right, Ganon. We don't have silvers, but Ravis doesn't need silvers. Ravis has got a gold sword and a beautiful smile on their face. Ganon's gonna go down, no problem.
Although we are going to see something amazing. We're going to see Ganon. Actually, no. I don't know if Ganon will say it's exactly on Ped. He'll have to say it's in the light world. So
Yeah, he'll see Light World, unfortunately. So Ravis will not get the slap on the forehead reaction that we're hoping for. Not that we can even see Ravis, but
I mean, Ravis knows anyways. Ravis was the first to check Ped, but
yeah, and whoever made the Sonic the Hedgehog sprite didn't consider the fact that it needed a slap on the forehead emote. So we're just gonna have to talk to the modding community about that. All right, we're back down to spin to win.
Yep. Ravis giving those spins on Ganon.
Also employing some like dash text in there, which is pretty cool.
Yep, that is Ganon down. And get your GGs ready for Ravis. And we'll get the times in shortly.
GG! Well, assuming we don't fall off a bridge, but I mean, I think we're gonna be good. Ravis, walk across the bridge. Bridge appear, please. This is awkward. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, with an official finish time of hour 41, 45 seconds, Ravis finishes first on the restream and third place overall amongst all the runners who are running this race. GG's.
Well, yep, GG's. To Ravis, so going in first was the Benjamin, 139.38, and second was Barrett, 777, 140.31. And we'll see if we get... Well, GG's, Ravis. Welcome.
Yo, GG's.
GG's. Oh, how everybody's favorite left side swamp last location. How do you feel?
I mean, usually I'm someone who is actually clearing left side swamp mostly. But this time I was like, nah, there's no way, right? There's just no way something's gonna be left side. And then I found out Bombos is needed for Todrick. And then I was like, I can see that being left side. Because I hate Bombos the most out of all items in the game.
If it makes you feel better, everybody skipped left side swamp and last location did. So you are definitely not alone. And you still finished third overall, despite leaving it alone for the last possible thing. So props to you.
Yes, I still had that powder on Lake Hylia Island that I unintentionally
Oh, true.
I forgot to pick it up when I had that crazy early game routing in the light world. And then
Yeah, that is the thing I wanted to point out was also your early game routing put you in Dark World or gave you the ability to go into Dark World access super early. But also there's always a common clause that we use in the game in this community, which is always be clearing dungeons. And other people were getting crystals and you were just still doing stuff like, I'm going to do, blacksmith chain without having cleared a single dungeon yet. And that was so entertaining to watch. And it worked. So again, props to you on that.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, those boots were kind of sketchy. Getting them an hour and 5 minutes in, like imagine getting the early boots. Oh, even with that Bombos, I'm thinking I'm gonna definitely finish sub 140 here, but it's fine as it went. Like it was a fun route, definitely. Fun fact. What made me going Hyrule Castle early was actually the tree pull with the red rupees, and I wanted to get enough to be close to Zora since we had the flippers. So I went into Hyrule Castle and found basically my entire Dark World access there. And then I saw that chance if I go through village and stuff, not having done the dam yet, I could get a free swamp dip, and I was very hyped about that. And I tried to pick up a hammer or a hookshot somewhere at least, but didn't turn out to be anything. And then pod with a vanilla hammer. Hello.
And the hookshot. Yep.
Yeah, and the hookshot. I was thinking about noping out after the hookshot, going just Death Mountain for the hammer, and I was like, whatever, you just continue. Could just be an ice route here. And then I was ready to mirror out, and then I see the hammer. I was like, oh my god, what is happening here?
I mean, yeah. It was just lovely to see all your routing, having those items there, having the mitts, having the mirror, seeing you dip pod and then get the hammer, and then just go, yeah, I'll do pod and then Eastern Palace. I mean, just there was so much routing efficiency.
Also fun silvers on pedestal. That was pretty sure very nice for chat to see that there's an additional archer class on pedestal.
Oh yeah, yep, that was great. And then we did have someone actually blind pull it as well.
It was Vortex or who?
It was Power to Mario blind pulled it, and so it has silvers, and it's going to the Ganon fight right now with those silvers.
Yeah, Power to Mario doesn't have the book that was in Spike Cave, so that's why he blind pulled it.
A little unfortunate as well with the GT big key in the end. I'm glad I gambled Turtle Rock key. I thought, okay, I got 3 keys early. I got the vanilla big key, so technically I shouldn't, skip the big chest. But only needing 1 more key, there was a 1 in 6 chance that I, have the key in the big chest or in the other chest. So I went with it, and yeah, wasn't punished for that at least.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that specifically. I was like, okay, yeah, big key, lava chest. Risky not to do that, but that very first chest you checked on Lava Bridge had exactly what you needed, so you're able to just keep going.
Yeah, I think it was
Perfectly
a time
good.
save in the end.
Yep, it was 100% a time save in the end. Yeah, it could have been disastrous, but
Absolutely, but no one was finished yet, and I figured maybe people really got all baited by Kane. I mean, it is tough to go back to left side swamp in that moment, and there was a chance that this would be close, and it was close in the end. I mean, I'm a little bit more than 2 minutes after first place. So yeah, basically, if I maybe don't rush render room and just mirror after the Stelphos room, that's gonna be very close. So I'm happy with that 3rd place for sure. Like, considering where Bombos and the boots were for me, I can't complain. I definitely can't complain here.
So
Great.
yeah, GG's
Go ahead.
power to Mario, who's defeated the Ganon fight. So get your GG's in, and we'll see if we get an interview with Power to Mario shortly. And I'll speak out the times effectively. So Akuhish 145.15, Shindig Pig 146.47, JP Noir 1 147.10, Files 147.13, Obo 147.14, Power to Mario 147.37.
well said. And also, we do have Smirk just now finishing up their Ganon fight, so I wouldn't be surprised if they also hop in here like right afterwards. Oh, assuming the bats don't get them, but we should be good. We should be good.
Damn, you got, there were so many baits in this seed. Like, you get Spike Cave, you get your book, okay? You go back to Skull Woods, you find a shovel in the back, right? You have to go to Lake Hylia Island to get your powder. Like, those are like the double long checks. Powder or like a book check is a time waste alone, but even to get those checks in actual, logic and stuff was very.
Yep. There was just so much you had to do, and all you had to do was turn around and go back to Swamp Palace, and all of you were just like, no, we're gonna keep finding these things until we just so happen to go back there. So, GG's to Smirk, JD, assuming they don't fall off the bridge, that they did not. Great job finishing 3rd on Restream with an official time of 1:49:33 seconds.
Yep, and in between them is Malxamphilos, that's 148.26. So
I can't tell if chat is trolling me right now by saying a hover by Vortex. Did I miss a really cool hover?
But yeah, so GG's to Smirk, and we'll see if we get Power to Mario and Smirk in shortly, as Vortex of Doom is now facing Ganon. Yeah, what did you think of the Fire Rod in King's Tomb, Ravis?
I mean, I only had a few options left before finding the boots in Skullwoods. And then with the fire out there, I thought, okay, that Bombos is probably just simply an ice, and I did Misery Mire, Green Pendant, all the bad stuff. And then, I mean, it was a big Bombos hunt for the longest time, so seeing that fire out there in King's Tomb is not particularly fun when you get boots late, obviously. But it wasn't as bad as the boots themselves, I would say.
Yeah, that whole entire northern region where everybody else kind of poked into a little bit earlier, that kind of eluded you for a while. But again, you also had the hammer and the hook shot for like so much longer than they did. So it kind of balanced out because you had the ability to go wherever you wanted. Everybody else was kind of like funneled in eventually just down to pod.
Yeah, I mean, I like my hookshot movement. Like, hookshot is the greatest item in the game.
It's my favorite item in the game too. It's like it's so fun for moving around.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Vortex of Doom finishing up this Ganon fight soon.
Yep, just fourth phase, spinning to face off against Ganon. Should be soon. Yeah, Vortex is just making sure the torches are lit and hitting Ganon basically.
There we go. That's a dead big pig. So let's just make sure that Vortex makes it over a bridge. And away they go, finishing in 4th place on the restream, 12th place overall. Vortex of Doom with an official time of 1 hour 52 and 29 seconds.
Yep, so get your GGs for Vortex of Doom.
All right, I do see that part of Mario and Smirk are like in the waiting lobby. We have one of those. We treat our guests very fancily over here. So we'll give them a couple of minutes to hop in if they would choose to. But other than that, cool. Ravis, do you have any final comments you'd like to share before we begin to move on to our other guests or what have you? Again, a race very well run today. Just want to make sure that's clear. Everybody saw it. Everybody appreciates you being willing to be restreamed. Any final thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun once again being on the restream. We had definitely a very strong restream with the other 3 as well. And it was the seed that chat wanted to see, and that's a good end to the week, I guess. Thanks for having me. Thanks for doing all of this with the commentating and tracking stuff, guys. It's amazing work. And yeah, as always, I can only say see you next time.
Cool, thank you. I'm gonna hop down to the other chat room and just tell them to like click up. I'll be right back real quick.
Yeah, just thank you so much, Ravis, and thanks. Well, yeah, we'll see when we get the other runners in effectively. And also there's the collection rate. I mean, Ravis is 163, and now we're joined by Smirk. So
GG's.
GG's, and
There we go. I found them.
Yay.
we're joined by Power to Mario, and we're joined by Vortex of Doom. GG's, everybody.
We were just lamenting Left Side Swamp together.
Oh, trust me, everybody was.
I am way less angry about Left Side Swamp than I am about Front of Skull Woods.
Oh, the boots, yeah.
How early did everybody get those?
I got those at around 24 or 25 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Two of you had them early-ish, and then Ravis and someone else got them like really late.
Probably Vortex.
Yeah, it was Ravis and I. That Ravis I knew had to have been caught up by at least one of the 2 things, but I was also really mad about. I was like, well, at least I got that bottle from Meyer when I checked it. Sick Kid was nothing, and then right after that, I got 2 more bottles from Ether Tablet and Hammer Pegs, and I was like, oh, well, bottles were free anyway. But
Yeah, Vortex, he played the most completionist strategy out of everybody here, which I think just kind of like set you a tiny bit behind at the very beginning, getting into the Dark World, and then other than that, everybody pretty much played really well. It was just some early decisions that kind of dictated the rest of the seed, because Ravis did some weird stuff that you folks I would never recommend doing normally, but like, Ravis was like, I got 80 rupees off a tree. That's reason to go into Hyrule Castle, right? Maybe I'll find 20 more rupees in there, and that's why they found their mitts so early. So, yep.
what was the weapon he had?
Nothing but
Bombs.
bombs.
Yeah, it's
But
yeah,
the bombs are easy to farm from the guards, so
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
Yep,
that's
guards were dropping the bombs, and then also
none dropped for me
Yeah.
until
the rock at the beginning of Link's house.
Yeah, I got my first 2 bombs, one from the rock and one from the guard, and
Yep.
that's
I got one from the rock. But I think the biggest thing that set me back in Light World was running out of bombs in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Oh, so I did that too.
I just walked to Ice Rod Cave. I was like, I knew the crabs were in the bomb pack by that point. I was like, if I can kill a couple and get back to the 8, maybe I'll just go back.
Yeah, I just
did you guys
dropped
do that
after that
before
point
that?
and swam.
What?
Did
No,
you guys do it
I
before
went
that?
in. I went in with like 7 bombs.
Oh, I had a sword and ether, so I just.
Oh,
used ether.
I skipped the dam until very late.
Oh, okay. Is that where that was?
I did the dam.
Oh, the sword
dam
was
to
in the
Agena,
dam.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I did
Yeah,
dam to
swords were
Agena
like dam,
right before
waterfall.
Hyrule Castle, right?
Yep.
The other one was Hype Cave.
So you guys, did all of you do Ice Rod Cave and Agena before Aga? Or wait, did I say Aga? No, before Hyrule Castle.
Yes.
Oh wow, okay.
All of you except for
mean,
Ravis, who did
didn't have-
the rando.
I didn't do Ice Rod Cave or Agena until after. I skipped Ice Rod Cave and Agena.
Was just doing Ice Ride Cave because I was like, well, maybe I can get a couple more bombs or
Yeah.
rupees and just do Zora area. But I didn't. I got my second sword from the dam, and then I was like, it's literally Hyrule Castle or Agena, and I'm right here, so it's like,
Might as well, yeah.
go for that at that point. And then I got the
Yeah,
mix,
that makes
and
sense.
then I didn't dip Skull. I was thinking of just going to Hype and then doing Skull to Pod, which would have worked out significantly better.
Oh yeah. I ended up I
Continue
normally
to
do
mod right
Skull
away.
first, but I decided to do Thief's Pump. Excuse me, first this time. So I got the flute and I was like, well, gotta activate it. And then I really thought of going to Mire area, but I'm like, nah, I gotta do my Skull in North Dark World, and I was glad I did because the boots.
It was interesting to see from a logic perspective that the boots were not only needed once but twice. Because looking at the crystal layout, it was possible that the boots weren't needed at all. The boots were needed for Desert Palace and then King's Tomb for the Fire Art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all I had was Hammer Pegs, Magic Bat, and the last item, Thieves. Other than Skull when I went there.
Yeah, it really did come down to like the last few items for everybody. Like someone was like, Ravis was telling us that it was just the bat that they were missing, or it was similar for everybody. This really did come down to pretty much last locationing, left side swamp, and maybe a thing or two like right next to that were just as bad.
Yeah.
And I never did Spiral Cave. I stayed strong on that skip, so
Yep.
I can rest easy.
What could have been?
Did Ravis go right side GT first, or?
He
Left.
does Rando Room Rush, so
Yeah, left.
Rando.
Yep.
he got there before anyone who started Hope Room.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ravis was in GT before anyone finished, so that
Right.
that dictated their routing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, cool. Well then, any final thoughts from you folks? Again, you all played phenomenally. I know that chat is super appreciative of all of you allowing yourselves to be featured, put on display for our enjoyment, and allowing myself and Goron to talk about you this entire time. Any final thoughts before we begin to close this up?
Thank you, Silver Arrows, for helping me not be lower on the leaderboard. but good race, everybody.
I bailed on the last item in Thieves, because I was like, well, it's the attic, and then I was like, I don't have to go back downstairs if it is. And I miscounted in Skull, so I killed Moth before the bridge chest. If I'd done the bridge chest, I wouldn't have killed Moth, but I saw the silvers, and I was like, well, they're not worth going back for. Let's go check this shovel.
Yeah. Same thing as Power to Mario. Thank you guys so much for putting this on and having us restreamed and everything. Commentators and tracker and restreamers. Really appreciate that. And GG's to everybody here and to all the people that raced that even were restreamed. Thank you to them as well for just being a part of the community that's so awesome and wonderful to be in.
Yeah, echoing that. GG's and thanks everyone.
Cool. Well then, if nothing else, allow me to close this operation down. So here we got. Here's what we got going on in speed gaming. If you tune into Speed Gaming 2, there's going to be some Zelda, classic Zelda randomizer going on. We've got on Speed Gaming 3 some stuff going on at 9:30 Eastern, as well as on Speed Gaming 4. Other than that, just as echoing what everybody else said, just a good thank you to Comms. Well, that's myself and Goron. I'm thanking you, Goron. Thanking our trackers for being here. That would be Alex and Tepidino, and then also the people putting this on. Professor Render, I know, organized this, and to you for watching this. This is fun because a lot of people are engaged in this and just like want to see people goof around playing randomizer. And a reminder, you can do this too. You don't have to speedrun it. It's a fun time. Goran, I leave it to you to close this out. Thank you for co-commenting with me, and thank you, everybody.
Okay, well, I can only say what's been said before. Just thank you to our runners, Ravis, Power 2 Mario, Vortex of Doom, Smirk JD. It's lovely to watch you run, and we've definitely seen a lot of twists and turns in this race. Thank you to our trackers, Tepidino and Alex, and thank you to Slumberjack for commentating alongside me. It was fun. Again, thank you to Speed Gaming, thank you to Professor Andrea, thank you to everybody that puts this all up. It's so enjoyable and so fun, and yeah, just enjoy all of it, and I'm sure we'll see you sometime in the future. Take care.